What is it about baseball that makes an old man feel young and makes a young man want to play? Big or small, whatever you do, you stand out. There's no place to hide. You're part of a team, but uniquely alone. Whatever you do or don't do affects the team in a noticeable way. There's no place to hide. Baseball puts a man on the spot. The ball that comes carries a merciless spotlight that exposes any man on the field and reveals his humanity. And there's no place to hide. What applies to the catcher applies to the pitcher. Every man stands naked before the ball. It can make two men look as ridiculous as one. And where the ball is, there can be violence. For wherever the ball goes, the man must follow. He forgets himself for the other, for the ball. But just as the ball can bring violence, can make a man the fool, the ball gives him the chance to be a hero. If he can master the ball, he's alone to take all the glory, for there is no place to hide. And he shares this glory with his team to win games. And if he is magnificent consistently, records are kept, he becomes an all-star. No matter how good one man is, there's always another trying to steal that spotlight. That conflict becomes the game.
Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Berman, and welcome to rainy Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. It was not an all-wet All-Star game back in 1970, that is for sure. A game that perhaps will go down as one of the most famous in All-Star history. The National League forged a big comeback in the 9th inning, and then in the 12th inning, a play that epitomized the career of Pete Rose and perhaps forever jeopardized the future career of an American League catcher named Ray Fosse. Join us as we look back at the 1970 All-Star Game, which we'll do in just a moment.
This is Reds country, Riverfront Stadium, home of the Cincinnati Reds and the 1970 All-Star.
Here are the starting lineup for tonight. Starting with the American League and its manager, from the Baltimore Orioles, manager Earl Weaver. Leading off and playing shortstop from the Chicago White Sox, Louis Aparicio. Batting second and playing center field from the Boston Red Sox, Carl Yastrzemski. Batting third and playing right field Baltimore Orioles, Frank Robinson. Left field from the Washington Senators, Frank Lower. Batting seventh and playing second base from the Baltimore Orioles, Dave Johnson. Batting eighth and catching from the Detroit Tigers, Bill Freehan. Batting ninth and pitching from the Baltimore Orioles, Jim Palmer. First is manager from the New York Mets, Gil Hodges. Leading off and playing center field from the San Francisco Giants, Willie Mays. Playing first base from the St. Louis Cardinals, Richie Allen.
On hand to give a hand are the president, his wife, and baseball's commissioner, Bowie Kuhn. The president sets the style for the early part of the game. Pitching dominates. Willie Mays and the rest of the National League big guns are held to only 3 hits through the first 8 innings. American League pitchers Jim Palmer, Sam McDowell, and Jim Perry are devastating. Sam McDowell is really on. He personally gets rid of Hank Aaron and Rico Carty, the contingent from the Atlanta Braves. Pete Rose, nicknamed Charlie Hustle, runs to first even on a walk. But men on base don't help the National League because the American League always manages to erase any possible threat. The American League hitters are also silenced early in the game. Tom Seaver and Jim Merritt allow only 2 hits in the first 5 innings. The gigantic Frank Howard is easily chopped down by the superb Seaver. As is Minnesota's Harmon Killebrew. Catcher Johnny Bench closes out the 5th, the last scoreless inning, with his flawless throw to second. Bench's throw is more impressive because it was against the American League's leading base stealer, Tommy Harper. From the top, we can see that Bench's throw beat Harper. Jim Merritt helped when his pitch went to the outside. Then there was Yastrzemski, who was to be voted the game's most valuable player. When Seaver goes after Yaz, Yaz goes after Seaver. Yastrzemski was kept down in the early part of the game by the likes of the inimitable Willie Mays, the institution in the outfield. On defense, Carl Yastrzemski was all over the place. Although a left fielder, he started the game in center field. Then he moved to first base, where he made a sensational leaping tag on Joe Torre. There's the tag. But Yastrzemski was even more impressive at bat. He hit safely 4 out of 6 times and then ran bases like a madman. He was a constant thorn while on base. But he couldn't do it all alone. It was not until the 6th inning that Yastrzemski could help his team score. The National League holds the American League until the 6th inning against pitcher Gaylord Perry. Ray Fosse of the Cleveland Indians. Sam McDowell. A sacrifice bunt. Fosse on second. Carl Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski's single sends Fosse home, and the American League leads 1-0. Top of the 7th, Brooks Robinson up. Dave Johnson's single sends Brooks to third. Ray Fosse up. Fosse's sacrifice fly scores Robinson, and the American League leads 2-0, top of the 7th. Bud Harrelson of the Mets leads off the bottom of the 7th inning. Harrelson's single sets up the National League's first score. A walk sends Harrelson to second. A hit batsman, Dennis Menke, moves Harrelson to third. Willie McCovey's grounder turns into a double play, but Harrelson scores, making it a 2-1 ball game. Richie Allen strikes out to end the National League 7th. The National League sends Bob Gibson in to pitch the top of the 8th. At bat, Carl Yastrzemski. Up next, Willie Horton.
Come on, Willie, do it. Do it, Willie.
Two men on. Amos Otis up next. Yastrzemski moves to third. Brooks Robinson comes up. Yastrzemski and Horton score on Robinson's triple, giving the American League a 4-1 lead going into the 9th inning.
Show off! Hunter! Jim, you know you got the 9th now. You're going to 9th inning for sure.
Gibson then holds the American League, and the National League comes to bat trailing 4-1, bottom of the 9th. Pitching, Jim Catfish Hunter. At bat, Dick Dietz of the Giants. Dietz's home run makes the score 4-2. National League still behind. Bud Harrelson up next.
Turn him over right here. Come on, Jim.
American League manager Earl Weaver.
How you feel? All right, don't strain. You're going to do it. Everything's all right. We'll get a pair right here. All right? Don't worry about it, huh? We're okay. Guys, just up just a little bit. Now relax. See what you can do. Come on, Jim.
At bat, Joe Morgan of the Astros. Weaver decides to bring in a left-hander against the next batter, Willie McCovey.
I'm sorry, Jim. You give it a shot, though. That's good, man. Go ahead. Yeah, that's good. I appreciate that. Fritz Peterson. It's all right. We'll turn him over right here. Huh? I don't know, McCovey. He'll get him. He ain't worried about him. Mix him up. Let's go.
Fritz Peterson of the Yankees. Willie McCovey of the Giants. Harrelson scores. It's 4-3 with a tying run on third. Roberto Clemente up next.
Go ahead, Fritz. Good, that's all right. Appreciate the effort, boy. Well, yeah, looking back, you know, looking back and go to second base. All right? We're not going to let the winning run go down. Right, back to second. Know who you want it from now. Come on.
Roberto Clemente of the Pirates. Morgan scores the tying run. It's 4-all, 2 outs, 1 man on, bottom of the 9th. The next man up, Pete Rose, the Cincinnati Red hometown favorite. Batting champion the last 2 years. A champion's chance. Score tied. The game must go into extra innings.
Oh, let's do it now. What do you say? Come on.
Claude Osteen pitches 3 scoreless innings against the American League. Now the bottom of the 12th. Joe Torre at bat. Yastrzemski playing first base. Yastrzemski makes it 2 outs. Pete Rose gets another chance. Rose's winning run ends the game. National League 5, American League 4. That winning run presented Rose with a dilemma. He was forced to run over catcher Ray Fosse. First of all, he was racing against the excellent fielding of Amos Otis on Jim Hickman's single. From the overhead shot, it is obvious that Fosse was up the line, blocking the plate. If we freeze that last shot, we can clearly see Rose's dilemma. The ball, the plate, and Ray Fosse. In slow motion, we can see Rose's first intention was to slide. But he realized there was only one way to score, to win the game. The pro has to win. But, win or lose, there's no place to hide.
So there you have it, perhaps one of the most exciting All-Star games ever played, 1970 in Riverfront Stadium. And, of course, at the center of attention, as always, was Pete Rose and the slide into Ray Fosse. You and Ray got to know each other the night before.
We're almost a slide into Ray Fosse. Let me relive that situation. I was on second base. Clyde Wright was pitching from the California Angels. Amos Otis was playing center field. Jimmy Hickman of the Cubs was hitting. Leo DeRocher was a third base coach. And Dick Dietz was the on-deck hitter, number 2 for the San Francisco Giants. And he hit a one-hopper to Amos Otis. Hickman did a line drive one-hopper. And Leo had me going. And as you can see by the replay, I started to slide head first. Then I saw where Ray Fosse was up the line about 3 or 4 feet, and he had the plate completely blocked. And all I could see is me going head first and breaking both my collarbones. So I had to do what I had to do, and what I had to do is I had to go over him and try to tag the plate with my hand. And when I did it, my knee hit his shoulder. I was safe. I had the advantage in that situation because you can tell by the replay that Ray is reaching out, concentrating on catching the ball. He's not concentrating on me. Now, if he'd have had the ball waiting for me to slide, he could have put me in the third row of the seats. But because of his concentration for the ball, I had the advantage, and that's why I was safe. He was at my house till 3 o'clock in the morning the night before because a good friend of mine was Sam McDowell, who was on his same team, Cleveland Indians, and Ray made the All-Star team, and I took them both out to eat. And all Ray wanted to do was talk about Johnny Bench because he was the next Johnny Bench, so to speak, in the American League. And they went to my house, and they knew I had to be at the ballpark at 8:30 to tape a thing with Mays and Aaron and Killebrew and Frank Howard and people like that, a hitting session right here at this ballpark. And they wouldn't leave till 3 o'clock. And I finally went to bed about 2:45 and said, you guys can stay up and talk to my wife, but I'm going to bed so I can get up and go to the ballpark. So they were good friends of mine, and the only bad mail I got was from the American League fans.
And you renewed acquaintances at home plate in the 12th inning. But it was a moment I know that at Riverfront Stadium here in front of your home folks that you'll never forget. All right, Pete, we can look at that game a million times, and it's just as exciting. In future weeks, we'll have a look back at other All-Star games. Thanks for watching the 1970 All-Star Game.